of fan questions. Remember, if you have a question, post them below or contact us. We want to know your question.
The question for this week is, how long does it take for once we get an item for us to put it on display?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question, speaking of finger guns. Because what if you didn't get the item to put it on display? Again, about 5% or less is actually on display. So most likely whatever you just got is going to go into storage.
And it may be sitting there until you come up with an idea from an in-house exhibit to be put on display.
It might. So I think more the question is, how long does it take from when you get the item to when it is on display or in storage? Maybe? Mm-hmm. If it's one item, not very long. If it's a whole collection of items, could take a while.
What Erin's trying to say is, let's just go with the recent thing. Recently we acquired a giant folder, probably maybe that tall?
Yeah.
A giant folder of just images, photo images. So I've already just put those into the system, but at the moment I have to wait until I finish one other project, until I can start scanning those pictures into the system so they're in my online database. So I can easily just go and look up where they're at instead of actually going and physically searching and seeing what they are. So I have to wait a couple weeks until I can scan those, and then once they're scanned, then I put them in another folder and I put them in a box and I put them in storage. Or if we were to have a photo exhibit and we wanted some of those photos, we'd pull them out, put them on, archival material and put them for people to see. So it's going to probably take, that one acquisition is probably going to take me a month, 2 months, maybe 3 at the most, or until December.
Right before that, we got some artwork, 2 framed pieces of art. And I mean, that took you what? Your 3 hours?
Yeah.
And so we'll go back and we will talk about what actually is the process.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, again, loaded question. Are we talking from like beginning with acquisition, or are we talking when it comes to us?
I want to say beginning.
Beginning.
I feel like it's one of those, I bring you the artifact and I put it down and we have the discussion of, do you want this artifact? So, Erin, do you want your keys to be on display here at the museum?
Obviously, because they're princess. Princess. Okay, so Kim brought me keys. And I will say, okay, I have to take this to my collections committee. I will give her a loan form. Have to sign your loan form.
Please sign it.
So I give her a loan form and I say, okay, these are the keys. Reason for loan is for possible acquisition at the museum. Thank you. And so I send Kim off and I say, collections committee meets about every quarter.
Give or take, depending on what we have coming in.
Right, give or take. So that's what could make the process actually kind of long, is waiting for that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's assume we've got a bunch of stuff. I call the collections committee. I'm like, let's meet, next month. And I take it to them and I say, we would like to accept these keys. We would not like to accept these keys, whichever we, the collections team, feels. And we recommend to them.
And we discussed why the keys are important, why they're not important, why it would be a good idea for our museum, or if we can say, hey, can we tell the person to take it to another museum that the keys would actually be a good fit for.
Right, and so they've been asking really good questions. I'm very impressed with our collections committee. Way to go, guys. And they'll ask us, what's it going to take to store them? What's it going to take to preserve them? Are you going to display them? Just so many questions.
Do we have the area to display them? Do we have the area in storage for those items? Yes, they're a small item, but if you get enough small items over time, it's going to take up so much space.
Yeah. So once they give us an answer, yes or no, we get back in contact and we say, Kim, I'm sorry, but we're not going to take the keys. I give them back to her. She goes on her merry way. I'll tell her, go try a different museum. Or we say, Kim, we would love to take your keys. Here's a gift agreement. Thank you very much.
Fill out the gift agreement.
So once we have that, then we're going to accession.
So it will no longer be a loan number, it will become an accession number. Loan number means it still belongs to me as a person. Accession number means it now belongs to the museum.
Yes. So we accession it. The accession number is our initials.
WHM.
It's the year.
2019.
It's the number of accessions in that year.
At the moment, that would be number 4.
And then it's however many stuff is in here. I would do this as 1 probably.
It's one group of keys.
So 2019, what did you say?
04.
01. 001. The 001 is the catalog number. Catalog. So that means you're going to go more into detail. When you're accessioning, you're just like, oh, it's a keychain with keys. But you're cataloging it, and you're like, there are, 10 keys on it, and a little wrench thingy, and a
princess
crown that says Walt Disney World. You're going to go more into detail. It weighs this much. It's this size. You take a picture of it so that you know what it is in case the number falls off or something, which is very useful. So at that point, then you decide, does it go on display? Does it go into storage? Ideally, something like this is going to take an hour to accession, catalog, photograph. But if I had a whole drawer of keys,
an entire
cabinet of something, it's going to take you longer, obviously.
Yeah.
So again, loaded question, many parts to that. Again, if there's just 1 or 2 objects, a day or 2, maybe. And depends on what else you're doing.
Be editing a video for you guys. Could be working.
A video in which you should subscribe.
Hey. Could be working on, for Erin, she could be doing budget or something at the moment.
Yeah. So again, loaded question, but I'm going to give you an on the fence answer. It depends.
And that's the best we can do. For a small museum.
Right. Because we are all staff. We are everything. Thank you for that question. I know we didn't explain anything, but hashtag museum name.
It's going to seem like a lot of red tape, but
It is.
the red tape is good for you as the patron donating to the museum, and it's also good for the museum itself.
Sign the paperwork! Woo, paperwork!
I feel like
So, come back next week for another fan question, and we'll see you then.
Bye!